I think my late father was massively insecure. When he was alive, I thought he was like the coolest dude ever. But over time, I've kind of learned to see his behaviors and his actions through the lens of somebody who was super insecure and deeply unhappy and didn't know how to make himself happy. So he disappeared into the sort of normal things of people who can't make themselves happy. Drugs, antisocial behavior, like you can always tell someone's really unhappy if they never want to see people ever, period. That's not the sign of a super happy person. It's one thing to like to spend time by yourself. Is another thing not to see any of the people you like ever. And that's what my dad was like. And I have always been super insecure, painfully insecure, scared of everything, afraid to speak up, afraid to talk to girls, afraid to talk to dudes, just all the kind of classic behaviors of like super insecure person. Like I would overthink every decision until I ended up at a place of essentially making no decision, kind of thoroughly abdicating responsibility for anything by just thinking it until I just stayed at a kind of static level of the same situation I was in before I was contemplating making the decision. So, somewhere, this is not going to be depressing. But what's interesting to me is I didn't learn to be insecure from my dad, because I barely saw the guy. When I saw him, I thought he was cool as shit. So I didn't pick up these kind of shitty behaviors from him. I definitely didn't get it from my mom. She showered us with love. I just had disposition and some genes that tend towards insecure behaviors. The thing is, it's okay to be insecure. It's not okay to stay insecure. Because getting confidence, it's a decision that you make. There's little bits of confidence that you get from doing something repeatedly until you know that you know how to do it. But that takes a really long time. And the fact is, a lot of people technically know how to do something and they still don't give themselves the feeling of satisfaction of being able to appreciate themselves or love themselves. So let me give another example. I record a video like this, 2 or 3 lately, a day. I used to do a podcast. I spent most of last year rapping. It's kind of chilled out a little bit. What else? A lot of things with my voice. I have always hated the sound of my voice. Always. Any time I ever heard it, I loathed it and thought it was painful. Now, I get that that's not an uncommon reaction. A lot of people feel that way. The way that I got comfortable and the way that I learned to love the sound of my own voice and have confidence in it was not because I talked so much that I got used to it. It was that I decided that I would like it. And then I inoculated myself against it. I'm now pretty convinced you don't hate the sound of your own voice. It's just when you hear it, doesn't sound like what you think it sounds like. It's a stranger talking at you. It's like if you woke up tomorrow and one of your best friends suddenly had a different voice, it would be very sketchy and weird. You would have a hard time relating to them. I think that's where that whole "I hate the sound of my voice" thing comes from. Because everybody's got weird voices. Who doesn't have a weird voice? So to get over that, I didn't get used to it. I decided, well, you know what? It's the only voice I have. I might as well learn to appreciate it. And I listened to it so much that now it sounds comforting. Now it sounds like a friend. Now it's not a stranger. But I did make a decision to do that. Anytime I've developed real confidence in something, whether it's in a skill or whether it's just in myself as a human being, or even like owning my things I viewed as flaws for a million years, like my ADD, like my inability to not finish everything, finish a lot of things. 90% of things I don't finish. I used to feel so bad about that. And now I don't give a fuck. And it's not because I grew to accept that I don't need to finish things. It's because I decided I don't finish things. Who cares? I'm still awesome. And then the flaw becomes an asset. Because then you go, okay, screw it, I don't finish things. What's the benefit of not finishing things? And then you start to view it through the filter of not only what's the benefit, what are the things I finished that I never should have finished, that I should have quit? But that's like, it's a decision. Like, if you're insecure, you didn't make a decision to be insecure. Like, I didn't. I did not wake up at one point and decide that I was gonna be the kid that gets bullied, and the kid that doesn't speak up, and the kid that lets insignificant social events traumatize him, the kid that gets hung up on one girl for 2 years. Like, I didn't make a decision to do any of that shit. But I did make the decision to be the dude that looks in the mirror and thinks, oh, there's that awesome fucking dude I live with. I did decide to be the dude who loves the sound of his own voice. I did decide to be the dude who loves the fact that he's ADD and he can't fucking focus, and he can't stop swearing, dresses too young for his age, has terrible grooming habits, as can be seen by the fact that I haven't showered in 2 days, and I could care less. Just probably not a great attribute for a 41-year-old with a career. But fuck it. All that stuff I appreciate about me. But I had to decide to do that. And if you're insecure about things, like if you are insecure about the way you look, you know, it's always a balance. You embrace and you fix. Like, I embrace not taking a shower. On the other hand, it'd be nice to take a shower. Cool. I embrace the fact that I don't go to the gym. On the other hand, it'd be nice to lose a couple pounds. Cool. I'm awesome either way. I can still aspire to better things, even if I embrace the things that make me me. Scratchy voice, red hair, haven't bought new glasses in 12 years because I could care less. Whatever it is. My wife hates these pants. I wanted to dress like Andrew Reynolds, so fuck it. I'll start wearing boxy 90s t-shirts next. Make the decision and then figure out how to rewire yourself. Go find the video I made called 3 Ways to Be More Confident. Start with that. Start by recording away from people, because it's uncomfortable at first. Record a minute-long video about something that you think, and then listen to it. You don't have to share it, just listen to it, watch it. Get used to you. Look in the mirror, and before you go fixing everything, trimming and shaving and combing and blah blah blah, just fucking appreciate what's there for a minute. Other people do. That's the thing that's crazy. Like, you sit around and wish everything about you was different, or you do the fake thing. The people that they're deeply insecure, but then what they try to do is like mask it, and you can tell. Like, you can tell the person that masks it. You have to take my word for it. I'm not masking it. I think I'm fucking great. The thing is, like, I want everybody to think that. Like, honest to goodness, I would much prefer to live in a world filled with nothing but Kanye's and Donald Trump's and who else is an egomaniac? I suspect Rihanna's probably an egomaniac. Beyonce's probably an egomaniac. I want to live in that world over a world of people insecure, who make themselves so small they could fall into a fucking crack in the sidewalk, who hate the sound of their own voice, who cringe when they look in the mirror, who don't do the things that they want to do because they're afraid of their reactions, they're afraid of what their family thinks, they're afraid of what anybody thinks. Like, I will take a million Kanyes. You know what? If Kanye clones himself and starts a colony, I will happily be the first non-Kanye at the fucking gates. All right. Thanks a lot for watching.